bike. So in this video we are just going to fix this thing, the front tire, and yes, maybe readjust that thing and see that thing later on. But first, let's just jump on and get the front tire mounted up. So this is the drum brake assembly with almost like new leathers on this thing. Drum brake assembly. I need to make it free a little bit, so that I'll do later on. And yes, I need to tap threads on this thing, but after getting the exact size, I'm going to do that. Two taps the same size, but there are thread taps in, so tapped in. I don't need that thread, it will just go inside, so I don't need. I'll just drill a hole underneath this thing and make the exact size of that. One hole is going to be 20 mm and the other one is going to be 70. So let's just make two holes over here and get the front tire assembled. Let's just measure the spacer of both sides and the front will be done. this was the bolt which came with that assembly, the bush, and over here it's getting a little bit shorter. So what I'm thinking to do is to cut this bolt. Even the thread over here is just completely ruined up, so cut this thing out and even cut it out and press it inside. Like I'll turn this thing over here and over here from inside, so that I could just turn this thing, press inside and make it a little bit bigger. So around this much I need it big. So let's just go to the lathe and turn this thing. Let's just straighten this thing up. Thank God I didn't turn the computer. I did burned out the plastics over here, and anything else is burned out now. I'm going to do the proper welding of this thing later on. Alright guys, so I got this rubber which I'm thinking to install it over here, so that when I place the tank on the frame, it's going to be rubber between the tank and the steel, so that it does not cracks or anything. So this is the rubber, it's flexible. I need to get this thing sticked over here. So for the time being I'm going to use this until I get, if this thing works out, okay, if not, means I'll get a glue and glue it down over here. I hope this thing sticks, does not fall off. it just turned out amazing. I'm just loving the way it turned out, and even I got enough of flexibleness, like this much until it hits the top. So this much I don't need that much, because if this much means I'm going to hit the ground, with this point is going to hit the ground. So I'll have a little bit of flexibility, like this much, maybe around 4 inches or 3-4 inches, because I need to see the chain, like it should not be too much loose. And also the chain, it's having enough clearance from here and also from here, like everything is just having, the chain is having enough clearance, and the working and the way it turns out is just like what we say, two rounds crossing each other, some sort of like this. You can see the rounds, it's just looking pretty awesome. Now let's just check the shock. How it's is it light or strong? Let's check it out. According to me, this thing is just way lighter. Let's just have a sit and see. It just bottomed out, I think so. It is just too light for this thing. I need to maybe install two, or I have got one more that's a little bit harder. So let's just check that first. So here's the one, the size slightly difference in the size, but let's just check this thing out. Alright guys, so this thing looks pretty hard right now. Let's just sit on it and see. Okay, I think so. This is going to work. Alright guys, so here's how the sensor is going to go from here. I need to readjust this thing because it's a little bit outside. I need to move it inside and bring it closer over here, somewhere over here. So that's the thing. And also some place to rest my foot on. There is nothing over here to rest the foot on, so I need to move some sort of metal like apart from here, so that I could just add up the footrest over some place over here. And also the plastic area. If the bike falls over this side, means I'm going to completely ruin this area. And there's fan inside which is made of plastic, so that's also going to be ruined. I don't want that to be ruined, so I need to make some sort of cover or some sort of covering, so that when it falls it does not hit this area. So let's just with that I can just make the footrest, and like with one metal from here to all the way that side. With that I'll make the footrest on this, like let's just figure out. I don't have exactly how I'm going to make it. Let's just bend a pipe and see how it's going to turn out. Alright guys, so let's just sit and put the weight on this thing and see how this thing is just like how the legs are going to be. Yeah, we opened up. Yes, it is looking awesome. Like the leg rest is just perfect. The steering is going to come over here. So I'm going to make a plate, some sort of plate for resting the complete foot on it. The complete feet, not foot or what. Complete footrest will be there. And the steering, and there is this little bit gap over the back so that if I want anyone else to sit on the back, I'll make a seat for that one also. Like 2 persons can ride this thing. Yes, it is looking awesome. Alright guys, so almost the frame is done. So now what I'm thinking to do is to just move all the parts out and build the entire frame so that I could just move on with other stuff. It wasn't easy at all to remove the engine out of this thing. Alright guys, so for here I'm thinking to make it a V over here, like a point over here. Will that look good? So I have to do it now because if cutting this in any shape means I have to do it outside. If I fixed it and then I cannot just make it exactly the size. It's going to be rough size, so now I need to just mark it straight and give it a cut. Okay guys, the cutting is done. Now we can just go back and reassemble everything. Welding up anything, it just closes up and everything goes in too tight. Still need to make tensioner for this thing. here is how it's looking like. According to me, it looks perfect and the shape is looking good. I had a sheet over here, like I was damn confused on how to just weld both the pipes together, so I ended up with the sheet over here and over here, so this won't have enough flexibleness together, because even the shock and this point and this point, so it will just when this thing collapse means this will push like far, like what we say, it will just try to open up the main chassis, both the pipes. So this sheet and this sheet will hold it, will not just give any flexibleness on the main chassis. And that's done. And this pipe, this the footrest, I was thinking, like I was damn confused on this thing also, and somehow I ended up with this, but still I don't like the way how it is coming up. And even this pipe, it just hit me like 20 times. Every time when I pass by the bike, it just hits me. So I'm thinking to cut this off and do something else over here for the footrest. And the front tire, it's mounted up, petrol tank, it's mounted up, and yes, this pretty much done on the frame. I can just move on to the steering and the seat, battery mounts, the wiring and everything. Like hopefully in the next video we'll just finish up everything, almost everything on this thing, like the steering and the seat, battery mount, the wiring, and get it running by the next video. So yes, and this stand over here, I just installed it on the engine. I got this from the bicycle, it's just a bicycle stand. I just installed it over here, and it's working great. It's working great. I'm good. I'm glad that it's working now. Maybe in the future I'm going to change this thing with something else, or if it's working when the complete frame is done, if still it's working, means I'll keep it. If not, means I'm going to throw that away and make it for my own, or we'll rob it from the bike. I have got 2 bikes with me, I can rob it from them. Until that, let's just keep this thing. And yes, pretty much everything is done on the frame. I hope you all enjoyed my video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out any of my videos. And yes, it's coming apart. Now this thing is a rolling chassis. It's rolling on its own. I need to inflate the tire because it's not moving easily, because the tire is not inflated. Yes, the Harley mini bike, it's coming in shape. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.